Rawteur. This one deal opened a data pipeline that now connects your entertainment habits with your shopping behavior, your watch history with your real identity. And it's doing that in 80% of smart TV homes across the United States. This deal isn't just about delivering more ads. It's about building one of the most powerful behavior to product pipelines we've ever seen, connecting what you watch with what you buy across the two most dominant platforms in your home, your TV and your online store. We're literally talking about a Clockwork Orange level behavior engineering. Okay, well, they're not going to force your eyes open like they did in the movie, but your habits aren't just being tracked, they're being shaped, and it's all happening in plain sight. And once that loop is built, it doesn't need your permission, it just needs your attention. And that's exactly what it's already getting. From a marketing perspective, this is a dream. From a user privacy perspective, it's the start of something far more invasive than most people realize. So, what is this deal really, and how does it work under the hood? Also, why are most people shrugging it off, and why might shrugging it off be the worst response of all? In June 2025, Amazon and Roku announced a new partnership that gives Amazon ads access to Roku's first-party viewership data, while Roku gets to tap into Amazon's massive ad buying system. It's not just a handshake deal, it's an ad tech power move. Roku has the screens, Amazon has the shopping behavior, and together they've created the largest authenticated connected TV audience in US history. Over 80 million households, which amounts to about 80% of all smart TV homes in America, are now within reach of this dual platform tracking and ad serving machine. And the goal is performance. According to reports from Adweek, Variety, and Ad Exchanger, advertisers testing the new system saw a 40% increase in unique viewers. Even better for them, ad repetition dropped by 30%, which basically means users saw fewer of the same ads over and over. That type of efficiency translated in up to a 3x return on ad spend. So I mean, think about that. They're spending the exact same budget, but getting 3 times the performance. Their incentive is obvious, money. But let me break down why that's a problem for you and I. Now, when you fire up a device like Roku, you log in. That login creates a unique identifier, a string of data that can be hashed or scrambled into something anonymous. Amazon doesn't receive your actual Roku login. What it does receive is a version of it that functions like a digital footprint. And Amazon, of course, already has fingerprints of its own. If you've ever shopped on Amazon or used Prime Video, Amazon's ad system already has a hashed version of your user ID tied to your browsing and buying history. And you know they know exactly who you are because from time to time, if you get emails from Amazon, they'll say things like, hey, this is something you might like. And they'll have a bunch of products in your email that they want you to see if you'd like to buy. Now, this is where the magic or the creepiness happens. Roku and Amazon don't need to exchange your name, your address, or your account number. All they need is to match those hashed IDs. Once that match is made, the platforms can silently sync your viewing data with your shopping data. They don't need to know who you are. They only need to know that Roku user 123XYZ and Amazon user ABC789 are actually the same person. That's identity resolution, and it's the backbone of how this entire system works. It's like 2 spies sliding their intel folders across the table, each one saying, we don't need names, just the actions. Now, here's where it gets even more personal. Once you interact with an ad, say you scan a QR code on your screen, or you use your phone on the same Wi-Fi network to visit a site tied to the ad, you're no longer anonymous. That one action verifies your identity across both platforms. From that point forward, you're not just a hashed user profile, you're you. And everything you watch, click, search, pause, fast forward, rewind, and skip becomes data, linked, sorted, and sold. Welcome to the age of connected identity, where your smart TV isn't just smart, it's in sync with everything else you do online. And why don't people care more? Simple. We've been trained not to. What used to feel like a violation now feels like background noise. We've normalized the creepiness. We expect it. We brush it off. It's that mental shrug we give when another app wants permission, when another website tells us our behavior is being tracked to improve our experience, or when we hear that our data was breached and some of us don't change our passwords anyway, and you really should. We've stopped caring, not because we don't value privacy, but because we've been so overwhelmed by how often it's invaded. Add to that the nothing to hide fallacy. People say, so add to that the nothing to hide fallacy. People say, so what if they track me? I'm not doing anything wrong. But that logic assumes that the only threat is guilt. It ignores manipulation, nudging, and influence. It ignores how much our behavior can be shaped by what we see, when we see it, and in what context. And then there's the final defense. It's just an ad. Right. Just ads. Ads that change election outcomes. Ads that decide whether you apply for that loan. Ads that push payday loan apps on people who search for rent assistance. These aren't just products, they're nudges. And the more precise they get, the harder they are to notice. That's the real problem. It's not that people are okay with being tracked. It's not that we're okay with being tracked. It's that we've forgotten that we're being watched at all. And it matters because this isn't just about getting better toothpaste commercials. It's about reshaping your behavior without you even realizing it. Let's say you've been binge watching home invasion thrillers at night. You also recently searched for home security cameras on Amazon. Suddenly, Roku starts showing you ads for motion sensors, doorbell cams, and 24/7 monitoring services. Seems helpful, right? Until you realize you never asked for this connection to be made. You didn't grant permission for your TV habits to inform your shopping ads. And yet, here we are. This isn't personalization, it's automated profiling. My laptop camera has tape on it, and it's been there for years. I mean, even my webcam, my webcam has a cap on it. And when I'm finished recording this video right here, I have a rag that I place over the camera. And that's because I know, and I'm sure that you know, that surveillance happens through cameras. But the new kind of surveillance doesn't need a lens. It only needs your patterns. And that's what makes this moment dystopian, not in the over-the-top Orwellian sense, but in the quiet, insidious sense. You see, A Clockwork Orange was about forced conditioning, but today's version doesn't need eye clamps. It just needs algorithms, and you let them in the moment you pressed play. Real data, real consequences. This isn't just opinion, it's backed by research. A 2020 study in Nature Human Behaviour found that machine learning algorithms could predict a person's decisions with up to 90% accuracy, just by analyzing their digital interactions, things like scrolling, clicking, and watching habits. That level of precision means advertisers can anticipate not just what you might want, but when and how to push you toward it. The 2023 paper from the ACM Conference on Fairness, Accountability, and Transparency took it a step further. Researchers showed that even anonymous user data could be de-anonymized with alarming accuracy when combined with just a few outside datasets. In other words, the fingerprint the ad companies claim is anonymous, it's often traceable right back to you. This is the illusion of privacy, and it's incredibly profitable because the better they know you, the less they have to guess. And the less they guess, the more they can shape, subtly, invisibly, and without your informed consent. You're paying to be tracked. So here's the most frustrating part. You bought the smart TV. You bought the Roku. You pay for your internet. You even pay for some of the streaming services that serve up these ads. And yet, the value, that doesn't go to you. It goes to them. It goes to advertisers. It goes to Amazon and Roku. It goes to the platforms mining your behavior in real time. Decades ago, Nielsen used to pay families just to track what they watched on TV. Some of you may be old enough to remember. I believe they would send you a box and then you would connect it to your television, and that's how they would get the data. Let me know in the comments if that's right. Today, you're giving away that same information for free, often without even realizing it. You're not being compensated. You're being harvested. And the worst part is they've convinced us that it's normal. Roku is reportedly testing eye tracking and dynamic ad insertion, aiming to change what's shown depending on whether you're actually watching. And LG, they were already caught experimenting with camera-based viewership tracking in some of their smart TVs. The technology is here. The will is here. What's missing is resistance. So if this feels like a slippery slope, it's because it is. Once you know, you can't unknow. Those QR codes on your screen aren't just shortcuts. They're entry points to full spectrum identity resolution. Those codes on your TV screen aren't just shortcuts. They're entry points to full spectrum identity resolution. Free TV always had a price. It used to be your time. Now it's your data. So comment below if you've ever noticed a weirdly well-timed ad. Share this video if you think your friends deserve to know what their TVs are really doing. And I'll see you in the next video right here.